So I don't know if there's any point to me making this. Maybe it'll be a nice way for me to get stuff off my chest. So on the night of the 25th of January, I took my ex-fiance to her father's house down in Sacramento, and I sat in the car and just let her go in because, like, her father doesn't like me. I can kind of understand. And even as friends and roommates, my ex and I just, like, we bicker and we fight constantly. And one of her dad's friends came to the car to, like, help her load some stuff into the back seat. I just sat in the driver's seat, didn't get out, didn't want to deal with him. And then he comes to the window and starts knocking and, like, indicating, "Hey, roll down your window." And I was just like, no. So he opened my car door and I pulled it shut. And then he starts, banging on the window, like, open your fucking door. I want to talk to you. And I kept being like, I don't want to talk to you. And, I should mention, he was drunk. And because I denied him, he did not respond well. Look into that however you see fit. I don't mind. But next thing I hear is him shouting to my ex-fiance, next time I see him, I'm gonna fucking kill him. Which, back when he and I were cordial, he had showed me that he had a gun in his possession, so that's fun to think about. In a rash moment of, I have autism, so sometimes I overthink things, sometimes I don't think and I just act. It's just my special flavor of autism, I guess. But to show no fear, I got out of the car, looked him in the face, and I said to him, "Do not give me a death threat. Don't you dare. Just because you want to talk to me about something that you know nothing about. And the thing is, I don't have to listen to you. I'm not inclined to listen to you because I don't care about you." Now, predictably, he didn't like that. He reached out and punched me in the face. And he says, "You think you're tough, huh?" And I didn't fall to the ground. I didn't, like, have a reflexive action of, like, reaching out and punching him. Nothing. I simply recovered from the punch, looked him in the eye, glared at him, turned very sharply around, walked to my car to grab my phone to call the police. I turn around and he's right there on me. He's followed me. And I say, "Congratulations, that's assault." And I start going to call the cops, and he goes, What, you're gonna call the fucking cops, huh? He swats the phone out of my hand and then gives me another punch. And I don't quite remember whether it was before or after or during the punch, but he pushed me into the car, and my face, it seems, didn't bruise, like, at all. There's, like, a scab in my ear from, like, where there was blood. I think there's one down here as well as up here, but barely any mark along my jawline. And he hit me, like, around in this area, total 4 times. But when I got pushed into the car, I got this little shiner. But, yeah, anyway, so phone out of my hand, face punched 2 times. I still stood like a rock, resolutely, staring at him. And my mouth was running. I was saying things like property damage and assault. Like, am I worth it? And then he goes, throughout, he's saying the slur F-A-G. And throughout, he's just repeatedly going, shut up. And he goes, you think you're tough? And why don't you be a man and fight me? And my snarky ass goes, and hate crime. Wonderful. And punch number 3 gets dealt. At that point, my ex had come around from the passenger side of the car to the driver's side of the car where I was getting assaulted. And he was coming at me and trying to square up to me. He was doing that thing that people do when they're expecting a fight, and I was just hands at my side, not lifting a finger. Mostly because he's 62 years old, and if I were to do a modicum of, like, self-defense, I would probably break him. I'm just saying, I don't want his blood on my hands. And quite honestly, I was perfectly fine with him digging his own grave. You know, just rack up the criminal charges and rack up all the legal stuff. And I ended up, finally submitting a criminal report to the cops, but we'll see whether they actually press charges or whether I'll just get a nice little police report to go with my subpoena that I will deliver to him. But either way, she's in between us and is trying, like, she's saying stop it to him, she's saying stop it to me. I'm not doing a thing. I'm just talking. I'm just shouting at him, is it worth it? And, like, the sharpest thing that I got in there was, is all this really worth you burning in your religion's hell? About the sharpest thing that I could say in that moment of anger. And when punch number 4 lands across my face, over my ex, he reached past her to punch me. He, in one swift motion, punched my cheek and also lifted his leg up and threw himself back to make it look like I had done something like, I don't know, sweeping the leg or something, or pushing him to the ground. And then as he falls onto his back onto the asphalt, he points up at me and goes, oh, assault. And it's just like, bro. So, yeah, all that happened, and at one point he threw out the insult chomo, child molester, implying that I diddle kids. And the thing is, that's a flagrant lie. I've never molested a child. I don't molest children. I'm not a chomo. So the smartest thing that I got out was something along the lines of, oh, so we're just making up lies about each other then. Alright, how about this? Wife beater. And I look at him and I go, wife beater. I call him wife beater 3 times. And on the third one, he finally drunkenly goes, huh? And I go, I look at him directly and I go, what? Are you a wife beater? And his reaction was, yeah, I beat wives all day, just like I'm gonna beat your ass, you. Like, dude, that's not something that you wear on your shoulder like a badge of honor. Like, I didn't do that when he was accusing me of being a chomo, child molester. So why the hell would he do it when I go, oh, is that the game we're playing? Okay, wife beater. Like, yeah, I'm a wife beater. Like, dude, what the fuck? And also, why the hell did he say, I beat wives daily? Plural. Like, he's not married. Like, why is he going around beating up wives? And why is he wearing that so proudly? That's not me slandering him. That's me doing a direct quote from him. His direct quote was, I beat wives daily. Just like I'm gonna beat your ass, you like, the fuck, bro? Anyway, I submitted my report to the police in the area, and when I got home, they did a courtesy call and called the cops in my area to go in, check on me, take some photos of my bloody ear, my neck, I guess, to see if he had hit there, and the very, very faint mark on my cheek, on my jawbone. I actually didn't know about this until a couple hours ago when I was looking in the mirror, and I was like, oh, that must have been from being shoved into the car, because, like, this is my left side. This is my right side, and he hit me only on the left side. So it's like, I didn't throw my arm up or anything. I stood there and got punched in the face. So the only way that this mechanically works is if my arms are at my side and I get pushed into my car. So I bruised like an apple here, but I bruised like, fuck, I don't know, about what's a fruit that doesn't bruise, like an orange? I bruised like an orange right here. In that I didn't bruise nearly at all. But the thing that I'm grappling with now is, like, when it was in the moment, I was like stone-faced to slightly aggressive, you know? Like, I was running my mouth, I was snarking on him, and I was angry. I was outraged, like, how dare you hit me in the face? That's assault, good sir. I'm going to tell the authorities. By the time I got on the phone with Sac City Police, I was blubbering something to the effect, the mean man hit me. The adrenaline had worn off, and I was starting to feel, the pain in my face and the pain in my neck. And just after all the calls to the police and submitting all the evidence and stuff and saying, yes, I would like to press charges if at all possible, on my way to work, I work at an Amazon distribution center. On my way to work, I pull into the parking lot and I see a brand new, like, red, oversized truck that's the same color, the same size as the guy who assaulted me. And also, coincidentally enough, also the same color and size as the immediate next door neighbor, who is a white supremacist. So they have more or less the same car. I don't know what... they have more or less the same truck. But I don't know the brand and model. But I see this big red oversized truck outside my work, and I had this panic reaction. I was just like, oh fuck, one of them has tracked me down and is here for round 2. I'm surely in for some drama. Now, that's an irrational fear of mine, but it fucked with me, and after being sent home early for reasons involving, like, too many people here and not a high enough volume of packages, I don't know, I needed to go into the little box room that we have in the break room that doubles as a phone booth. And I don't know. Like, some funny things about what happened, about what he did, like, still make me laugh because it's absolutely fucking absurd. But also, I'm grappling with emotions that I haven't had to deal with in a long time. It's been a while since I've had to deal with trauma, you know? And initially I didn't feel the trauma. Initially I felt the pain in my face and the outrage. And then I felt, you know, the emotional breakdown, the sobbing. And now I'm just feeling like I'm made of glass, which is obviously not the case. I'm feeling like I'm just so fragile, and I'm unreasonably afraid. I know that the white supremacist neighbor is pathetic. He's not worth my spit. And the guy who assaulted me, I'm debating on whether he's worth less or only slightly more than the white supremacist. I mean, the guy did call me fag, but I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So that's basically all I got. Just needed to just sort through all this, just kind of stream of consciousness style. So, yeah. Oh, and PSA, white straight men, don't beat anybody's wives, like at all, and don't wear that on your shoulder as a badge of honor, because that, for some reason, that part is just so ridiculous to me. Anyway.